What it do, boo boos? It's your girl KN back for episode 3 of Up Close with K. And we finna get into all the things, babes. It's been a lot that's happened this week, and we need to unpack it all. So go ahead and join me in unpacking this luggage that we have gathered this week. First off, today, I want to just start off saying I hope that you have been treating yourself well. We have made it to another weekend. I'm so thankful for those that have watched the past 2 episodes and have given me feedback and told me that they appreciate me coming out of my shell and showing more of myself. So that's what we're going to continue to do. So that's why this week we are starting with a story time. This week was very eye-opening for me. There was a lot of things that happened that just taught me that I need to slow down a little bit and think. So on Tuesday of this week, which I think was November 14th, let me check my calendar and see. Yes, on November 14th of this week, Tuesday, I had gotten off of work, came home. Work was what it usually is, long and tiring. I do a lot of walking, standing, waiting, and it's just a very long shift. I'm up usually by 5 a.m. most days. I have to clock in by 6 a.m. and I work a 10-hour shift. So I worked my whole shift that day on Tuesday, and then I came home. My boyfriend came to the house and he had just gotten off work as well. And he got out of his car. His car was not put in park, and it started rolling down the hill in my house. So just to try to describe it to you, I don't have a very long hill, but my house is on an incline, so it's a little bit higher on the street than most houses, so I have a longer driveway. So the car was at the very top of the hill. It was not put in park, and it started rolling. I thought that I was Sha'Carri Richardson, LeBron. I don't know who I thought I was, but I thought I was an athlete for sure. And I thought that I could jump into the car or stop the car, put the car in park, which I was not thinking at the time. The car is way heavier than I am, and it's now going down a hill, which is going to maximize the size of the car, the weight of the car, and the speed the car is going to go down the hill. So the car is starting to roll down. I decide that I'm going to stop it. I try to stop the car. It's rolling too fast for me. I trip and fall, child. At this point, when I trip and fall, I was like, okay, this car is going to roll over some point of my body. But I'm already yelling for my boyfriend. Thankfully, my boyfriend and my mother were outside still. I'm yelling for my boyfriend. My mother is yelling for my boyfriend. And he comes running out like Superman, Batman, all of them, okay? Batman, Superman, okay? He comes out running and he puts himself on top of me and braces himself for impact. We have a little like garden bed outside of our house that's like closed off with bricks. And so as he puts himself on top of me and the car is still rolling, he crashes into the bricks. As he does that, he injures his head. He injures his head, and then the car is still rolling. We're both thinking, as I'm on the ground, I'm literally like bracing myself. I'm like, okay, this car is going to probably roll over our bodies, and I just hope that it doesn't harm us. As I was on that ground, I was preparing for whatever was about to happen. And in my mind, the worst was about to happen. And the same for my boyfriend. He thought that if he didn't come intercept and put himself over me, that I was going to be ran over and something was going to happen to me. So I am forever grateful for his heroic efforts and him basically running straight to me and rescuing me. So he gets on top of me. The car gets stuck on those same bricks from the around the garden bed, the little enclosed part in front of our house. He crashed into the bricks. He hit his head, and the tire gets pinned on my left foot. So once everything is over, the car is stopped, and I swear this whole incident felt like it was happening for an hour at least. And I'm sure the whole thing didn't last more than 5 minutes. But it felt so long. It felt like so much happened in a short period of time. So much went through my mind. And so the car finally stops. I call out to my boyfriend because I didn't hear him speaking to me anymore, but I knew that he had placed himself on top of me. So I wanted to hear his voice. So I called out to him. I called his name. He said, yeah. So at that point, I was a little bit calmer after everything happened because I just wanted to make sure he was okay. My mom raced down the driveway because my boyfriend gets up, he moves, they ask me to move. I cannot move. Why? Because my foot is still pinned under this tire. It's pinned in between the tire and the bricks. And so my mom comes running down the driveway because my boyfriend has blood running down his face and into his eyes. And my mom gets behind the wheel because my boyfriend is instructing her that you need to move the car a little bit forward so that Kayla can move her foot. My mom is panicking in her own way because she just sat there at the top of the hill watching all of this happen. So her perspective of it is a whole nother perspective. But even when I asked her what happened, what actually happened, details, because in the midst of it, I couldn't see it. The trauma of it all, she couldn't even actually remember everything that happened, but she did try to get behind the wheel, and my boyfriend was instructing her to move the car, and she just couldn't. She was panicking. I was panicking. I was like, if you move the car, that's going to be running over my foot again. I was so scared. So when my boyfriend, blood running down his face and into his eyes, he gets behind the wheel of the car and he moves it just an inch so it could get off my foot. And from there, ambulances were called. This is my first ever ambulance ride. I was just really concerned about my boyfriend because he was bleeding. I was not bleeding. I knew my foot was caught under the tire. But with all of the adrenaline and everything running through my body, I don't even think I could feel the pain at that time. I was so concerned about him. So he rolled off first in his ambulance, and they got me together. I was still in my work clothes from the day. I was in like Nike compression socks. So I feel like the compression was keeping the pain in. And as soon as the paramedics took the sock off my foot, I started feeling so much pain. And I told them that removing the sock was causing my foot to hurt, so they decided to wrap it back up. I got on the ambulance. I really think that I could have just got driven to the hospital. My injury wasn't as bad as my boyfriend's, but I do appreciate going there by ambulance, and I do appreciate the paramedics that took me. They were so kind. They were telling me stories and making me laugh, and I felt like that if I had gone and been dropped off and had to wait in the waiting room, that I would have been in there waiting way longer than being dropped off by the ambulance. So I was appreciative of that, although I am not looking forward to this bill, honey. Ends up happening with me. I just have a sprain, no broken bones. I have a bruise on my lower body, like right under my butt. So strange. I still don't know exactly if we were ran over by a tire or just the impact of me falling or him being bracing himself on top of me. I don't know what caused the bruises on the lower half, back half of my body. But I do have some bruises. I have some scratches on my face. But your girl beat her face today, so you cannot clock it, Pooh. Don't even play with it. My foot is wrapped. It's swollen. It's ugly. Baby, I thought I was finna be real jazzy and in my heels this weekend for what I'm doing with my mom, but I got me some cute little Crocs and I'm gonna throw me on some little fluffy, nice compression socks on my wrap and call it a day. They gave me some crutches, Pooh, but them crutches is not working for me. I know the more that I work with them, maybe I can learn, but I don't even have the effort and the capacity to try to learn to walk with these crutches. So I am just limping and dragging this foot around. I'm in the process of trying to get leave from work because the job that I have, I'm walking most of the day. I'm on my feet most of the day. There's no really sitting down and taking, I mean, they give us breaks, but I would need more breaks in between the day for my foot to not be extremely swollen, inflamed, and in pain. So I'm working through that right now. My boyfriend and his injuries, like I said, he did run into the bricks. His head did hit a brick during his heroic efforts. So he has 20 staples in his head. He Tizo Touchdown out here. And if you don't know who Tizo Touchdown is, just look him up. Teezo Touchdown. Look him up. And I made a joke that that's what he out here looking like. He does have staples in his head. He does have like abrasions and like road burn on his back. I'm so appreciative of him because who knows, they could have been me with all those injuries. The car could have went further, more could have happened, and I'm just so thankful to Jehovah that he and I are both still here and that I am able to sit here and tell this story. And every time I think about it, it's super scary, but I just have to sit there and smile and be appreciative because we're still here. And easily a situation like that on a Tuesday night, we couldn't have been here on Wednesday, and now here we are. It's late night, early morning on Saturday, and I'm here talking to you. So I am so thankful for that. And from that situation, I've learned that slow down a little bit. Slow down and think, because I was so quick in thinking that I could stop this car, that I could be superwoman, that I could, putting this car, something that can be replaced, putting that above my own life that cannot be replaced, and not sitting there thinking long enough to myself that I owe myself to just let that be. Whatever's going to come from this car rolling down the hill is what's going to come from it. I don't have to place my life and myself in front of that. So let me slow down. Let me process the moment. Let me be more thoughtful in situations. And so I just want to tell all of you, there's so many situations that we find ourselves in, that we find ourselves quickly angered or quickly saddened or whatever the case may be. Quickly jump to conclusions. Sit down, give it some thought first. Appreciate your life and place it at the highest level, at the highest peak. because easily I could not have been here today. That incident was a freak accident. They could have ended so much worse. And I'm so, so, so appreciative that I'm here today. And I know from now on, I'm going to be more careful. I'm going to be more cautious. And I'm going to pay attention. And I'm going to think. Use your brain that God gave you, child. Because I was obviously not using my brain. I was just merely fastly reacting, and we all know that fast reactions don't always cause the best results. And so I just wanted to leave y'all with that story time, and we can get out of the serious mode now because we got some stuff to talk about, y'all, because the people has been peopling, baby. Some of my trends for the week, as far as music, I am still on Chris Brown 11:11. I love the album. It is an amazing album. It is 10 out of 10. Excuse me. It's 10 out of 10 for me. I know it's called 11:11, but it's 10 out of 10 for me. Okay, baby? That is an amazing album. He is an amazing artist, and I am so excited if he is going to go on tour again. I missed the last tour, and I definitely want to make sure I catch this one because he is a performer. And what we lack a lot of times these days are true performers. Someone that can give you a song, give you some lyrics, give you a feeling, and can also put on a show, dance for you, visuals. And he has all of that. He is that guy, okay? He is that guy. As far as TV shows for the week, I am still tuning into The Voice, baby. Is still one of my shows. As far as animation, I have been watching Crapopolis. It is a Fox show. It is a animated show, and it's an adult animated show. It's based on Greek goddesses and Greek times in the period. So it's really funny to me. They bring up mentions of different inventions and how things came about, and it's good adult humor. So I've been tuned into that. As far as movies, I am definitely about to tune back into Menace to Society. That is not one of my favorite movies, and I know in the black culture that is one of the cult favorites, but that is not one of my favorites. But I definitely want to tune back in because there's a theory that came out that said that Loke Dog is actually Kane's alter ego. And if you go back and watch the movie, you would be able to tell that maybe Kane is the only person that could see Loke Dog and other people aren't. And it just changes your whole perspective of the movie. So I'm definitely going to go back to that. I've also been watching clips of Martin lately, and the clip that came up recently is his episode with the dog where his stereo came up missing, and how they were supposed to have a real dog on set, but the dog never made it, so he had a stuffed Rottweiler, and he was on his Nino Brown tip parody type thing, and it was just hilarious. I searched up and down on how I was going to stream Martin, and there are no ways to stream it. As far as streaming services that I pay for, and I'm so upset. Every show that I be wanting to watch, I wanted to go back and watch in living color. And at one point, these shows were on streaming services, and Tubi always usually comes through at the end of the day if you can't find it anywhere else. Could not find Martin or in living color anywhere. Please put those series on platforms that I pay for. I got Paramount, I got Hulu, I got Netflix, I got Tubi, I got Prime sometimes, I got HBO Max. Where can I get it, Pooh? Where? You really gonna make me get a BET subscription just for me to get on BET and maybe not be able to see it? I just come in the living room and tune into the cable and watch it if that's the case. Please. I pay for too much to not be able to tune into the shows that I want to see. I want my kids to be able to see these series because I want them to tune in. I want them to tap in. They're not going to be one of these out of touch kids because there are children, there are teenagers right now that do not have appreciation for the sitcoms that I grew up with. I was born in 1997 and a lot of these sitcoms came way before me. I love Good Times. My kids are going to know Good Times because they mama love Good Times. Did I grow up in Good Times times? No. But guess what? My kids will have appreciation for it. So please, find me a way. And I know where I can watch Good Times, so I'm not talking about that. But Martin and Living Color, Mad TV, give me some of my culture. Give me some of my stuff that I want my kids to see. That's easier than just tuning into YouTube clips. All right. As far as other music, Tyla has came out with her remix with For Water with Travis Scott. It's not that I mind Travis Scott on the song. I just feel like she could have put someone else on there with him maybe or without him that just fit the vibe a little bit better. But maybe I'm biased, maybe I'm hating. I'm gonna give the song a little while longer. I tried to listen to Meek and Ross this week and I just felt like Meek was yelling at me the whole time. I really don't know if I'm gonna be able to revisit it. I know we mad at Tory Lanez, but some of his songs and music has been, so I ain't gonna give too much energy to it, but Tory Lanez was someone I liked before he did all his stuff. It was in all this mess. But I like it. So depending on how you feel about that is how you feel about that. So some of the other stuff we're going to get into and we gonna run through it, poos. So I may be a little bit late, but have you seen the Nia Long and Jeezy interview? I really appreciated grown black people having a conversation. We love to see it, Pooh. People said that was undercover, dirty macking or whatever they want to call it. And what I picked up from the interview and what I appreciated is how sometimes opposites aren't really opposites. We would expect Nia Long and Jeezy to be completely opposite, but as they were going along and telling their story, we saw that they were connected in different ways, whether Nia's saying that she used to date a drug dealer or they felt different ways about people around them or disconnects in different relationships. They really connected. And, whether it was dirty macking or not, wouldn't we love to see a Jeezy and Nia Long together? Wouldn't that just be like a little spicy, And another thing that came from the interview, Jeezy said real niggas don't cheat. So all of y'all niggas that is walking around this earth and this planet saying that y'all are real, REAL, niggas. I need y'all to make sure y'all standing on business and y'all not cheating. Because there's a lot of y'all that would claim a real nigga but be cheating. And I don't mean that it's okay that if you say something, if you mention it, if you admit to it. No, you just not supposed to do it, bro. Period. Real niggas don't cheat. Okay. What's next? Okay, also something dealing with me. So, but we're gonna tie it all in. So, Ari Fletcher came out and she always posts her spicy pictures. She wears some lingerie. She'll wear, a little dainty clothing. She gonna show what she got. That's always been her. She came out and she posted some pictures in her underwear. People came out and said, what type of man is going to want to marry? No real man is going to want to marry a woman like that shows her body, yada, yada, yada. She came out and she said she been married for 2 years. I don't know if she been married for 2 years, but that was her comeback, okay? Otherwise, she's saying that she confident, her man good, she good, and she can do what she want to do. Now, me, recently, I ordered me a little number from Fashion Nova. Y'all know them little sets people be holding in front of them that look super duper small. But you know when you put it on your body, it's supposed to fill it out. So the one size fit all type stocking type set. So I purchased me one from Fashion Nova, honey. And I showed my boyfriend when I was ordering it. I showed him when it was in my cart. According to him, he didn't see it. So then once I purchased it, I showed him that I purchased it. And then he was like, oh, when this get in the car? I was like, it's been in the car, boo. What you mean? And he was like, where you wearing this to? I said, I'm going to wear it out to the club, but I'm going to wear it with you. I'm going to make sure I'm with you. I ain't going to go out alone in this. I'm going to make sure I'm with my man. And he said, no man. And so he told me that just was inappropriate for him. And he didn't like it for him, right? And so I can't respect it because the outfit is, it's on the wild tip. But at the same time, I was like, but I'm offering to wear it with you. And he said, that's cool if it's in the bedroom. That's how he feel about the outfit. And so, what's y'all opinion on that? Because Ari, she didn't say she's standing on business and what she wears, what she wear, and that's it, and that's that on that. And Moneybag gonna deal with this or not, cause this is what I've been doing. But on the other hand, so I would like to dress sexy. And my boyfriend's not against me dressing sexy. He's not against me wearing a see-through shirt. He's not against me wearing short shorts. He's not against me wearing a skirt. He's not against me wearing a little tight dress. He's not against none of that. But he said this little stocking outfit was pushing the envelope, poo. And he said that just provokes all type of behavior that can cause a ripple effect to things. So he just wasn't there for it. So how do y'all feel? Do y'all feel that you have to, not you have to, that you are moved to or motivated to respect your partner and not wear certain outfits and not do certain things? Or do you think that you should be able to wear whatever you want, and if your partner asks you not to wear that's getting to a point of conversation that we need to talk about, because I want to be able to wear what I want to wear? And or is it like a borderline thing? Some things may be acceptable, some things may not be acceptable. Is it cool if your boyfriend is cool with certain things that are sexy, but then if he speaks up on a certain outfit, is that okay? Are you willing to say that I'm not going to do this for my partner? Now, I tried the outfit on. I bust a hole in it, child, so I can't wear it no way. But I really did feel like that piece that I bought was just a confidence piece for me. But should I be checking myself and thinking, why do I need to wear this out in public for my confidence? Where am I looking for this confidence from? So y'all let me know on that topic. Poo-poo. What's next? I don't want to go too long, so we just going to save some of these topics for the next pod. But what I do want to close out on are all these allegations. Allegedly, before I say any of this, if I forget to say allegedly in between, this is all alleged. Allegedly. Okay. So allegedly, Diddy has been involved in some stuff, child. Now, over the years, we done all heard stories about this man. Puff Daddy, Sean Diddy Combs, Diddy, P. Diddy, Love, whomever, Puff Daddy. If I forgot any of his names, y'all know who I'm talking about. We have heard many rumors. And if you have not heard the many rumors, I'm not going to tell you all of them. Just get on your good old YouTube and start diving, poo. Because there are plenty of people out here that is talking about a lot more than what I'm finna talk about. So just go do your research. Do your research. So, reports came out a few days ago that Cassie was doing a lawsuit against Diddy for abuse and SA. And all these old videos started coming out. Young Jock did an interview with Vlad where he was like, Diddy convinced Cassie to shave her head, and Danity Kang members Dunn and Aubrey, is it Aubrey or Audrey, came out and said that they were in support of Cassie. They were praying for her, that they've tried to tell you things, they've tried to show you things. You can even think back to making the band when Danity Kang was on there, and Diddy was very hard on them and not very nice. And so there have been so many rumors for so many years, and then for this lawsuit to come out years after him and Cassie have been done, she moved on. The big spectacle and major news when they broke up, this comes out. And I was it 30,000 or 30 million? Either way, I don't remember which number I said, but there was a lawsuit. And although now reports show that the lawsuit has been settled, him and Cassie came out with statements saying that they have settled it and they have discussed it. What are your feelings? Because it seems like he keeps escaping a lot of these alleged allegations against him, that he's not the nicest man, that he has been involved in certain things, that he is always close around tragedy. He's been able to dodge that all this time. And there are so many people and so many clips that have came out after Cassie made her lawsuit that were in support of the allegations that she was making. And when does it get to a point? Because we've seen some celebrities that have been criticized or accused of doing something for years and it finally catches up to them. When or if is this ever going to catch up to him? Is all of this true? Are we missing something? Is this whole persona? Because he's a person that you love to hate. There's so many people that seem to hate him, but he's still so lovable at the same time. And so how long does this go before people rally together and be like, no, we're not going to continue to let this go. We're not going to continue to settle this out of court, settle this behind closed doors, not in the public eye, or look over some of these things that are happening. When is that going to start happening? And is it going to start happening? Is he one of those people that are untouchable? Or is he really innocent? I mean, I don't want to... excuse me. For the lawsuit to be out there, I don't want to say that he's completely innocent, but we don't know. We weren't there. But it's just crazy to hear for so many years and from so many people, from so many mouths, from so many different perspectives, that this person is involved in different things. are we going to start changing our perspective and our view? Past business practices, past close relationships that he's had that have ended in tragedy, past all of that. I mean, or considering all of that, not past all that, considering all of that. When are we going to wake up and start paying attention to certain things? Or if you're a conspiracy theorist, maybe you feel like once a person is elevating to a certain point, that these certain things start coming out about them. But it's just, I really was talking to my boyfriend over the weekend. I was like, oh my gosh, all these different people. I mean, it's still the weekend. So over the past couple of days, the end of the week, I was talking to my boyfriend and I was like, oh my gosh, is stuff finna change? Is he finna get caught up? Is he finna be in court cases? Because so many people have come out in support of Cassie during that. And it just seemed like it was a tumble effect of news about him and news about the situation and this person saying this. And even Kamora Simmons came out and said, you reap what you sow. And I don't know if y'all know too much about her. Russell Simmons, allegedly, where Russell Simmons is in, but he was involved in some certain things. He started having things being thrown around about his name, with his name involved. And so it just makes you wonder. It makes someone like me wonder. I was talking earlier about sitting down with your thoughts and really thinking things through and processing it and really being real with yourself. And when we keep hearing certain things, we can keep turning a blind eye. But something I've always told myself, a bunch of people not going to tell the same lie. A bunch of people are not going to tell the same lie. That's just in my opinion. Y'all tell me what y'all think on that, but I just think there's no way all these people are getting together to tell the same lie about one person, no matter who it is. There can be some cases where people are just tumbleweeding and adding on to a lie. But for these accusations and for these things to be said about him for so many years, can it all not be true? Can some of it have some truth? Do you think that some lies hold some truth? Or do you think all lies are just pure lies? Do you think all things that we are shown in Hollywood are just a conspiracy or just another story, another thing to get us tuned in? It's crazy times. And with him being accused of what he's going through, and I know I spoke about Kiki and Darius on my last podcast, and allegedly about everything that I'm saying. I'm just speaking on what I've seen. It was posted that a lot of the men in the Jackson family, which is Darius's family, have been involved allegedly in some type of domestic violence. The father with the mother, the brother with his baby's mother, Kiki with Darius, and the apple don't fall too far from the tree. It is crazy. You have to be being thoughtful, paying attention, taking your time. Who's to say what these boys saw growing up in their home? And now they're displaying this behavior, and Darius is raising a son, and I think the brother has a daughter, but they're raising children. You have to be very aware of these effects. And these generational curses what can be passed along. You have to be thoughtful, you have to be careful, you have to be cautious. You have to, if even if you become aware that this is a problem, this is something you grew up seeing, do your best to do your work around that. Go see a therapist, whatever you need to do. Go pray, go to church, go to whatever religious place that you go to seek God and direction. Go there. And it's just crazy how much has come out over these past weeks about men and SA and domestic violence and all this awareness. And I am a domestic violence survivor. I could sit up and tell stories about what I've gone through, and maybe one day I will. But to see all these reports of these things happening is saddening to me, because a lot of times we are seeing people that look like us, that are our color, our shade, are darker, within our shades, within our rainbow, doing things like this. And obviously it seems like a learned behavior, a generational curse, something that was passed down. And it's so sad to watch. And I just hope that we can break that curse, that these black men that we're looking up to, because Diddy is someone we look up to as a businessman, as a mogul, as someone that's putting out love and music and happiness. And we looked at Darius, although he's not a mogul, we looked at him as a black man leading a family in love with a talented black woman, raising a black child. We hold these people to a high regard. And it's saddening to see them fall from grace a little bit with these stories that are being told, with these allegations that are coming out about them. And I just want so much more for our people. I want us to break away from these bad, toxic behaviors that have been passed down and learned. There are so many women that I run into, that I know personally, that I have watched on podcasts, that I have seen movies about, that dealt with DV, SA. I was someone that has dealt with SA, DV. I've dealt with numerous things. My story can match many women that look like me, and that is saddening. And I want to break that for our little girls and our little boys that are growing up, and teaching them how to love each other, how to appreciate each other, how to take care of each other, how to process all these feelings so that we are not using them improperly, and that we are not using them to control, manipulate, or hurt someone else. And these stories, although I'm talking about them, I would like to just say I'm bringing awareness to talk about a bigger subject than just talking about gossip. Because this is something I've dealt with, and this is something that's serious. So I just pray for all of us that we get to a point of thoughtfulness, we get to a point of patience, we get to a point of growth. We need to all sit down, sit back, breathe, and think and process. Take your time. Yes, we are here today, but tomorrow is not promised. Yes, we feel good today, and we may feel safe today, but tomorrow can bring about a whole new set of challenges, a whole new perspective. And so we need to take our time. And so with the story time I told earlier about taking my time, being thoughtful, appreciating my life, not just quickly reacting, not just quickly doing, not just quickly feeling, but taking the moments, taking the time to give myself enough grace to think it through, to make the best decision for me and my life. That's what we need to do in all these situations. And we need to hold our lives at a higher regard than any of these material things, than any of these titles, than any of this fame and money. We need to hold our lives and other people's lives at a higher regard, because that's what's so important. A living, breathing creature is so important. That's such an amazing gift from God that's such an amazing gift from God that we are sitting here, we are breathing. We are here to live and exist, and although it may be a lot of chaos and noise going on around us, God gave us this earth, and there are beautiful places within this earth. There are beautiful people within this earth. There are beautiful things to do within this earth. There are beautiful things to learn within this earth that were given to us and placed here by God. And we just have to appreciate that. We have to take our time with that. We have to internalize that so that we are thankful and so that we are doing the best with the time that we are given, and not just moving so fastly that we don't appreciate anything, that we cut our lives short, that we don't think anything through, that we take your time, smell the roses. God gave you a brain and willpower. He gave you the ability to say yes and no, to want, to receive, to go for. And so what happened to me the other day was a near-death experience where I have a whole new outlook on life, and I just want to appreciate it and love it. So even if you are a person that was in a situation that you were deemed to be not a good person during that time, you can change. You can want more. You can give more. And you can sit back and reflect and appreciate the life you were given and the other life that's on earth. And so hopefully this was a good podcast. I know it went in and out of being deep and light, but I just wanted to leave that message with you all, tell you all what I'm going through. I didn't put myself together for this video because I really wanted to do it, but my foot is swollen underneath this table, and I'm just reflecting this weekend. I'm spending time with my family this weekend, and I'm going to just enjoy myself because the bills are going to be here, life is going to be here, work is going to be here, kids going to be here, spouse is going to be here. Bills gonna keep going up, recession, groceries, whatever you are worrying about, that's gonna be here. That's gonna always be here, unfortunately. But your life is still precious. Your enjoyment in life is precious. You being able to laugh and smile every once in a while is precious. You being able to protect yourself and feel good on the inside and release whatever you need to release when you need to release it to feel good. Hold people accountable, and once they take accountability, they can feel good. Whatever you need to do, your center, your life is important. So I'm going to leave y'all with this. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. Be safe. And I love y'all, boo-boos. See y'all next time. That's episode 3. Bye.